Hello, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for joining me in another of my monologues. I'm just sitting here at this rather lovely country estate where I'm working at the moment with the lovely Julia, and taking a bit of time out to read the Light newspaper, the Uncensored Truth. The latest one here is issue 57. The money issue. So if you're interested in that, it's also got lots of other interesting things such as detoxing from the spike protein, also such things as standing up against the warmongers, Europe digital identity wallet, and various other things. It's a brilliant newspaper, and it keeps you up to date, as probably most of my viewers will know, but it's always good to give them a plug. And actually, it's newspapers and the printed matter I want to address in today's monologue, because I've been writing my book, Biggleswick, the town that won't comply, and in order to think about how a town might get messages out to the population with a vision of the future, a vision that people might want, and a vision of pushing back against certain tyrannies such as 20-minute cities or 15-minute cities, 20 mile an hour zones, the whole surveillance technology, the 5G, the facial recognition, all of those sort of things. How can you communicate that to a town? I hope we haven't suddenly become overexposed. The sun is shining, it's very nice, but they are chemtrailing up above us as ever, as they do. Anyway, I was thinking about this, and of course there are Telegram groups, and there are WhatsApp groups, and there are Facebook groups, and there are YouTube videos, but all of this communication is online. And as far as I know at the moment, the Light newspaper really is the only printed matter, other than books, that starts to talk about these things, which once printed is not changeable. I understand that places like Amazon, who people can upload their books to, which might talk about certain controversial issues, that print on demand, but that all of that can be changed because the files are held on a central computer, not held by the individual author. And part of the small print, as I understand it, will be that we can change some of the content that the author may or may not know about or even approve. So if that is the case, and it seems likely that if you put your content into the hands of big corporations who may be associated with perhaps those dark forces that have their own narrative, then the information, of course, is not getting out as it ought to. And when I left school, I worked at a small printing outfit, and I operated something called a Multilift 1250, and we used this litho print machine to publish the parish magazine. And it was a long-winded job, but we would print off all the various stories and information, pictures and things, collate the thing together, staple this thing together, and it would go out to the local parish, and they would give it to their parishioners, of course. And that was a way in the old days of keeping communication going. It strikes me that newspaper and the print matter now is so vital because anything online can be manipulated, and is. And with the advent of AI and instant printing and instant books and instant theories and instant information, how do you trust anything that you read? Even now, as you look at me sitting here, in the future it is likely that you'll see potentially a version of me saying, "Oh, I think it's a good idea to go and get your booster," something that I of course would never say. But with AI, anyone could produce the image of me, just copy my voice, and before you know it, I have been cloned, as it were. So I think that actually the old analog ways have a hell of a lot of use for us to circumnavigate some of the narrative that is being put to us. And the printed matter is a great way to keep that information. Also, although there is the idea that people might come back and start burning books, I think these days it would be very difficult. books last a hell of a lot longer than memory, digital memory. Think all the hard drives that you've got, which you've got stuff saved on, all those pictures that you've taken on phones that have now broken, that you haven't backed up, you haven't put anywhere. All those memories can easily be taken away. But printed matter is another thing. And in my book, Biggleswick, which hopefully will be out around about August time, there is a newspaper that is printed that helps to communicate the idea for the future. And I think this sort of thing we need much more of, so that we can communicate our ideas in something which is less perishable than the digital format. If you haven't got your copy, they are available. Do check them out on the website at thelightpaper.co.uk, and do keep buying printed books and build up the library rather than using all the digital stuff. That's my opinion. You don't have to do that, of course, just do whatever you want to do. In the meantime, I'm going to enjoy my little lunch hour here at this wonderful estate where I'm working and read my light paper. Thank you so much for watching. Do look after yourself, and until next time, just waiting for my camera lady to get up and turn the camera off, I will see you next time. Bye for now.